Let's get into it, guys. Vic versus Spires. Our first match between these two right here. Pre-bans locked in, and as expected, Veronica and Tian Lang getting pre-banned.
Great pre-bans on both sides, Stoic. I love what they did. They did their homework, studied their opponents, and I want to say something else about the two of them. Maybe the chat can tell us who they're rooting for in this match. We talked about them more, but one of them has a picture smiling. How can you not like a guy that has a picture smiling? And then on the other side, we have someone that has a Zelda tattoo. How you cannot love someone that loves Zelda? You know, two very nice guys. We see the answers, both picking speed leads right off the bat. The Raccoony coming out. Is Spires going to go aggressive still? Are we going to see the Gianna gameplay? Or is he going to go Bruiser, showing the kinky Riley out of your book? Wait, did you tell him to pick this, Stoic?
No, definitely not here at all. But I do think Vic locks in a Oliver and a Miles potentially, and I think that's what that Nephthys and Raccoony kind of says right now. He wanted to showcase that potentially could be taking that turn one, locking in that Nephthys, but then that Raccoony says like, hey, I can swap, and Spires open it up. He said he's going to go with a Kinky and a Riley. So Vic does have those two options open, and he can go with them. Both those units are going to perform very, very well up against what Spires has already.
Ooh, look at that. Sweeky coming back out in the match. Very interesting. I would have also preferred a Miles, to be honest. I love that you called that unit, but Suiki is interesting. In a match against, you know, a Kinky, against a Riley, longer match, it gets very, very powerful, gets those stacks. The question right now is, does Spires just bring full damage? And he does. The Han comes out of the box, and also there's no immunity, so the Asima shows to be very, very powerful into this. How do you deal with these two very high damage, high volatility monsters?
Yeah, that's super dangerous right now. Spires is bringing a lot of volatility with that Asima and that Han as well. Han with that single target elimination it can do, but the Asima able to just do so much damage so quickly. It does combo off with Spires' team very, very well. Combos very well with that Riley as well, so Vic's got to really respond well here, and he's going to be bringing this Chung Pung. Now, is the Chung Pung going to be built fast enough that he can cut in front of Spires here? That might be saying that this Water Ryu might be the ban, and he's going to try and get the edge on him early.
Very interesting. Yeah, he has a choice to make right here. Do you take one of the two high volatility units or the Water Ryu? I really like the ban on the Asima because if it's built on 100% res, you don't want to deal with that. The Water Ryu can cut in, but that's all good. The question right now is, can he withstand the damage that Spires is bringing with the Kinky and the Han?
Yep, well, Spires is definitely going to be taking turn one here, and we'll see what happens with Spires' team, because Spires looking very, very fast, looking to get the early edge here on Vic, not getting that strip on top of that Oliver.
He already uses skill 2 on the Nephthys to protect himself from these two units. The question right now is, can he remove this Swicky quickly? Because the Oliver, unfortunately, is faster than the units on the other side, so the Han can remove a unit right now. Goes for a simple solution and solves the equation. The Swick is out of the match.
Yeah, so much damage coming out of that Han, and that's definitely a unit that Vic still has to worry about. It's got a stun with that second skill, and it's just not over here. A lot of sustain coming up for Spires as well. Even though Nephthys has the second skill to produce lots of negative effects on Spires' team here, there is that cleanse and that Riley to keep up that healing.
Yeah, Stoic, I don't love the pick of the Suiki as a very cool monsters to see, but the Miles or another AoE strip would have been great because now the Nephthys and the Oliver played without a stripper in front. So they had two units that had immunity and they couldn't do anything about it. So he kind of just diminished the amount of damage that he could output.
Yep. Well, this Oliver does have no immunity on the other side of the field except when Riley's able to put it out there. So if he's able to keep that back and not let Riley get any immunity up here, Oliver might be able to take full control there because he did get that full attack bar reduction on top of the Riley, so he's doing a good job right there, but no attack bar pushback on top of that Han, so Han's still going to be primed and ready to potentially get a stun there on one of these units.
Yeah, I love this, but lacking a little bit of damage with the Suiki gone. The Suiki was the key unit to kill this Kinky late to get rid of the Han. Right now is everything landing on Oliver's shoulders. Oliver has to keep stealing the bar away, not let this Riley play, and the Nephthys has to proc into that skill. She does it because now she gets it back from the Raccoony, puts the death brakes on everyone. Can the Oliver carry this game home, Stoic?
Yeah, Oliver really is trying to carry the game home. It's just going to be really scary if any defense breaks land that Vic was not prepared for, because he is going to be losing his Nephthys right there. There's just only so much this Oliver can do. So even though he has been keeping that immunity back, everyone is looking a little bit low, but that's just a Raccoony and an Oliver, and they got to do this all on their own.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult to continue here. Oliver will need a couple Vio procs taking... Oh, and it is a Vio more that reduces but doesn't have enough. The question right now is, do you go for the kill? And the Han, yes, goes for it, trying to guarantee it before these Riley moves, but doesn't get... Is that enough reduction for the Oliver to play ahead again?
Ooh. I mean, I'm not too sure, but we'll see. He's trying to get either... That's a violent kinky, by the way. That is not a despair kinky.
Oh, it is not enough attack bar. That's what I was afraid of. Now, there's protection on that side, and you need to kill this Han. It's a 3v2, and make sure that your Oliver survives. Raccoony needs to keep pumping some healing, so the kinky now that doesn't have any debuffs doesn't kill him. You know, it's a, like you said, a Vio kinky, so if it def breaks into a proc, this can be very, very dangerous.
Yep, and then same thing goes with this Moor as well. This Moor is a violent Moor, and the problem with the violent Moor is it's able to keep that passive up at all times. Obviously, Oliver can be there to reset the passive and to stop it from getting it up so consistently, but the violent procs from the Moor is what gets that passive up consistently.
Yeah, I don't know. The Riley pick was really good from Aspires, bringing in the sustain, coupled it up with the kinky, and without that second strip, oh wait, the Raccoony is saying, hold my non-alcoholic beverage because I have something to do still in this match.
I know, this Raccoon is really trying to pop off right now, getting a lot of sustain, a lot of healings coming out onto this field there, trying to keep this Oliver covered here, and Oliver's going to be trying to get any attack bar and resets out here onto this field here. But keep in mind, I mean, you can't reset those totems from the Riley, so Riley will get that that 1-turn immunity and 2-turn attack buffs up.
Yeah, and finally the Riley getting a couple resists into this Oliver. Everything is landing on its shoulders. The Raccoony finally doesn't get a proc. The Oliver does get the proc. Needs to try to get rid of this Water Ryu, the Moor, very quickly. But now there'll be a big opening for the kinky. Can he kill? Ooh. And it kills the Oliver. Oh my God. Spires with a Game 1 win.
Yeah, really great victory there from Spires. Obviously, it's very, very safe when he's able to have so much to stand on the field and being able to remove units as quick as possible with that Han. So great draft coming from Spires. I really, really like the aggression, but I am expecting a change of pace here from Vic because he does have that Veronica back in his box now. So I think we're going to see a little bit more bread and butter coming out of Vic, where he gets to draft something a little bit more in his realm here.
I agree with you, Stoic. I think Spires drafted differently, so that surprised Vic, and then he changed it a little bit and made a small mistake, which was not bringing a AoE strip or another type of strip ahead of the 2 control units that had Speedly. So on this one, we expect him to change a little bit the draft and get that control, because now Veronica is on the table.
Yep, that is right. I mean, there's that 24 speed lead more hitting the floor from Vic. Spires had it last time. He's not going to have it this time as well. Tian Lang very quickly slammed in the match here with, again, a Riley hitting the field for Spires.
You know what? I'm loving the early Riley because she's very strong into these turn 1 control units. We see the Veronica with the reset, but like you say, you can't reset the totems, right? So I love that option. He goes full bruiser on this one. A lot of tanky units. The president of Summoner's War. Tessarion comes out because there's also a lot of passives. Would you... Let's wait for the last pick. Would you ban this Tessarion having these many passives on your side?
I mean, I do think Tessarion is a really strong unit in these cases, but something that I have experienced is Tessarion's just a single target unit. He's just not able to get all these Oblivions out onto the field when there's so many passives, because if you see Tessarion, you see 5 passive, you would think, oh, Tessarion's going to own this field. Well, Tessarion has to land all of those Oblivions on all these passive units, but it's not enough sometimes. So I'm not technically afraid of the Tessarion here, and I think the Leo is a big threat piece that Vic almost has to ban out. Now, we do have that Fire Pure Vanilla hitting the field again, the Jackson at home. I've never been a fan of this unit. I feel like it's just not enough.
Well, not everyone has a Jackson, my friend. So, they got to try something else. And what I love about Spire's draft is I do agree with you. Tessar is the kind of unit that we think, Tessar is not ISIS, right? It's like you don't put Oblivion in everyone. But in this case, a proc can kind of define the match. So I like Spire's ban. The question right now is, does he have enough damage output to get rid of the high volatility units and then you can go to the Mei Ho Wang. Turn 1, obviously, to Leo, goes for the damage, reduces the attack bar. This chunk bar without will. Very interesting choice.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. You're going to see that big skill getting the full strip here. A lot of resistance there going on top of the Veronica as well.
I don't know. This draft is looking very good for Spires. I think that this Chunk Bung needs to not reset everyone, not reduce all attack bars. He's in a good spot. He's going to try to put the Death Break, comes in with the Death Break on the Tianlang. Here we go. Gets a little bit of healing, remembering this can kill if it procs. It doesn't proc. Is it a Despair or a Bio Chunk Bung? We'll find out in seconds. Does it go for skill 2 or 3? Goes for skill 3, and it is Despair, but it dies in the counter to the Kinky.
Yeah, it dies in the counter. A lot of damage coming out from that Kinky on these Revengers, around 2,300 damage there as well. Defense break sitting on top of Veronica, and I think this might be a quick one here for Spires. Just all these Revengers and able to get these defense breaks across the field with the Kinky and that Tianlang is just making these units way too oppressive when those defense breaks are almost always coming out, it feels.
Yeah, I told you I really like this draft. Very bruisery, very strong. I don't think that there's enough damage on the side of Vic to take care of the Spire's comp. How do you kill this Kinky? Is that enough healing? Is everything on the monkey's shoulders? Now there's going to be another unit down. Is going to be a 4v2, taking his sweet time, applying the Death Break on the monkey. If it doesn't proc out of it, he's going to be in big trouble.
I was going to say, if this Fire Monkey King's able to resist any of the defense breaks, he's able to stay alive just a little bit longer here, but it already had taken up a defense break, so we'll see what happens, because he is going to be dropping that Veronica 100%. We do have a little bit of sustain when it comes to this Fire Pure Vanilla here, so we'll see what happens, because I think Fire Monkey King, you can't count this unit out just yet.
Agree with you. Very strong unit. Gets a key stun. Now, does he use this Death Break right here on the Leo? Yes, sir. Gets a lot of damage. He can try to go for the kill on the next one. Can the Kinky land the Death Break? That is the big question. Gets the Death Break. Has skill 2 to reduce, but no, he goes for skill 1. Doesn't want to risk it. Remember, there's the Vanilla on the other side. Goes for the stun. Doesn't let him procs. This is the kill on the Leo Stoic.
That was really big right there. Able to get that additional turn there, popping off on that Leo. Leo removed from the field. Now, there still is a problem unit, and this is the Kinky. Now, there is the sustain, but he has to get rid of the Water Ryu. Water Ryu more is the only thing that's able to strip the shields to keep back like that amount of sustain and the tankiness that this Kinky does have. Now, Fire Monkey King really needs to see some stuns here, because you don't want to see this unit get defense broken.
Good point, Stoic. The only chance is that taking out the Water Ryu, the more quickly. Can he land the Death Break? Yes, on the second hit. Get the big proc. He can remove it from the field right now. Yes, sir. It's a 2v1, but once again, don't count this monkey out. He needs a Death Break into a proc. You proc, I proc. Oh, but it misses the Death Break. Oh my God.
Yeah, but look how fast this unit's able to get. He got that defense break on top of the Fire Pure Vanilla. You can almost already count this unit out here. The additional turns might actually be what really keeps Spires alive with this Kinky there. If this unit was built on Despair, Fire Monkey King would be actually thriving. But he's able to get these violent procs and keep up with these defense breaks. It's wild.
Yeah, he needs a Death Break right here and gets it. He needs a stun. No stun. The Kinky showing he's the king of countering, and Aspires takes the win 2-0.